everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at a mystery figure. No, I'll tell you who it is. It's going to be Kraken. He's one of the new Seacons. I just think it's funny that here on the box it just says TT for Takara Tomy, GS for Generation Selects 02, and it doesn't really tell you the name of the product, which I think is kind of funny. The other thing that I think is weird, I don't remember the first two I did having this outer box. Now I'm assuming it's because I didn't buy them directly from Hasbro, because you can see has the Hasbro logo down here, and this one and then the other one that I got came directly from Hasbro Pulse. The first two I missed the pre-order window and I had to find them somewhere else. I was lucky enough to get them from, I think I got them from TF Source, maybe, I can't remember. But they didn't have this outer box. And the other thing that I think is weird is I'm pretty sure TTGS01 was Star Convoy. So I don't know if they started over with the Seacons, or if for whatever reason Star Convoy is 1, Kraken here is 2, maybe Scalor and Snaptrap were 3 and 4. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if this numbering convention is overall for everything Hasbro is offering from Takara Tomy, or if it's just, I don't know. In any case, it's not important. So this is an outer box. We're going to open this up. And then when we take it out of this box, this is kind of what I remember. This is what the other two I have, they looked like. Basically, it was this. It just came in a brown, like, mailer box. So this is what I remember. This is Generation Select Seacons Kraken, as you can see. Seawing here in America. That's what he was called. So otherwise, pretty standard packaging. I'm going to remove this sleeve. And it really is just layers upon layers of packaging with these guys. But so you have this kind of normal cardboard box. No tape. You don't have to cut any tape down here. So we open this up. And there is Kraken. I was going to say, for a second I thought he was missing a wing, but it's just folded down over here. So very cool. He has, looks like another weapon over here, and he's got some guns. He's got a third gun, and he's got that kind of Power of the Primes hand component. So pretty cool. You can see the directions underneath there. So I'm going to go ahead, get this guy out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here is Kraken out of the packaging, or Seawing if you prefer. I think I'm just going to call him Kraken. I just think it's a cooler name than Seawing. Yeah, so I'm guessing this guy is a remold of Swoop from Power of the Primes, and I'm guessing that because he's still got his, like, pterodactyl feet just chilling on his body. I gotta be honest, this is probably one of the weaker remolds, in my opinion. Like, from the top, he doesn't look bad. But just those legs, they serve really no purpose. They could have just left them off, and I honestly feel like it would have been fine. I mean, he's like a manta ray or something. He doesn't really need feet. I think the original toy had some kind of weird little feet or something, which is why they left him on there, but it's so obviously just like pterodactyl feet that it's really strange. Like, they could have remolded them a little bit or done something, but they just really didn't. So, in any case, he does look okay. I like the color scheme. A little bit of a lighter blue, kind of a turquoisey sea blue. Sea blue is probably not really a color. I probably just made it up, but it's it's like not really sea green. It's like a bluish green. Really, I guess turquoise is probably the color it's closest to. But otherwise, you have black. You have a little bit of yellow here. Those are pretty much your main colors. It's a decent color scheme. I like the head of the, I guess it's a manta ray. The yellow eyes look nice. The purple Decepticon symbol there on the top looks good. Those legs are so weird. And even the tail seems kind of an afterthought. I don't know. Not one of the best. I've only seen 3 so far. I would say he's probably the weakest of the 3. Doesn't mean he's terrible. He's just certainly not my favorite. Now, he does come with a bunch of accessories, which I want to show off. Of course, he's got your standard hand accessory, although these I think are souped up. These are obviously better than the normal Power of the Primes hands. You can see each finger is separately articulated, which is nice. He's got the thumb piece here that you can bend there, or you can bring it completely around if you want to bend it the other way, depending on which hand you want it to be. It does have this piece here that pops off, so you can put a prime master in there if you want. It also comes in handy. You can peg combiner wars, like you'll see this piece, the actual like combiner piece. You can peg in there, which they use for the weapon mode for these guys. So you'll see that come into play a little bit later. But anyway, there's the hand. So you got that. You got this kind of like shark finny type weapon, which is kind of cool. You can hold it like this, and it's just kind of like a weird bladed weapon, but it's nicely painted on both sides, so I appreciate that. Kind of a metallic-y rose color, I guess. You also have this gun, which looks pretty good. You can see it's meant to have a lot of things pegged onto it. And then you have these two smaller, like fin style guns, which are actually supposed to take and peg underneath here. One for each wing. So pop those on. Come on now. For some reason, these are a little snug. I don't really know why. But there you go. You can see. Looks better with the guns, I think. I like that look for them. So yeah. Pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe this is one of the ones that I did not have the original G1 toy, so I don't really have a way to compare it. But I just feel like something's a little off. But I know that they're not supposed to be like necessarily direct sea creatures. They're like monsterized versions, so maybe that's why he's got weird little chicken feet. I don't know. In any case, let's go ahead. We'll check out the transformation. Alright, so transformation into robot mode is actually pretty simple. You can leave the guns on the wings if you want, or you can take them off. It doesn't matter. I'm going to just lift these up just a smidge. You can see that they have this big joint right here, just like Swoop's wings did. Now, you can't lift them up too high because they'll hit into the head, but I like to give myself just a little bit of clearance so that I can bring these chicken legs down, and then you're going to split this apart just like you did with Swoop, and they're going to pop out to the side, just like so. Bring that down. Very simple. Tuck this back, just lays along the back, like so. You can go ahead and rotate him at the waist, 180 degrees, just like that. And then really just however you want. If you want the legs to stick out like that, you can. If you want to kind of put them at an angle so they don't, show past the leg that much. I kind of like to put them somewhere like that. Again, I kind of just wish you could just take them off because they don't serve any purpose, but there you go. So you can kind of see most of the robot mode here is kind of coming to fruition. Now, if you want to move these back down, you can. I kind of like to leave them at an angle just because I think it looks better for the robot mode. But you're just going to go ahead and pull these out so you can see. Maybe you can't see, but they're just loosely tabbed. There's a tab right there, tab right there. So you're just going to pull these down. Now you definitely can't see. There we go. So pull these out like that. Let me tilt this up a little bit. There we go. And then you're just going to bring the arms down and you rotate them at the bicep. And then you have to pull the hands out from here. There's a little tab on the forearm, but it's kind of sunk in there pretty deep that it's a little difficult. Not impossible, but it is kind of hard to get these hands out of here, I'm not going to lie. There you go. Once you can get a hold of that tab, you can just see you pop the hand out there. So let me do that again on this side. Come on now. There we go. Okay. So now you have the hands, and again, you can just kind of position these how you like. This is going to lift up like this. You can see that there's a little peg here, and there's a peg hole right there, so this is going to come down, peg into the chest. Then this is going to lift up, and you can kind of see how there's two pegs on either side. There's two peg holes, whoop, right here and here. So you're just going to push that in and then push that in there to peg in. And it snugs pretty securely. And then zoom back out. And there you go. You have Kraken. That is Kraken's robot mode. It's honestly not bad. It's not amazing. But it's not bad. So it's easy to tell that this is definitely from Swoop. You can see how he still has the peg holes here on the side of his torso. Now they do get utilized later on. You can see they put a tab here on the side of his arm, and it gets utilized for the foot and hand transformations for King Poseidon. But it's definitely still from where you used to peg in Swoop's arms to his torso, and the legs I feel like are pretty much exactly Swoop's, and the chicken legs, of course. Honestly, I'm wondering if this is Swoop or if this is the Terracon that they made him into, and then they took that mold and remolded it into this guy. I don't know. It's like mold down the lane, basically. But in any case, he still looks cool. I really like the head sculpt. I think that's really sharp. Simple, but I like it. You have some nice kind of black wash here on these points on the top of the head. The yellow visor looks good. The silver of the face looks really sharp. So I like that a lot. Head, of course, can turn from side to side. Does have some back and forth as well. It's on a ball joint. You have a ball joint here in the shoulder. Bicep swivel. 90 degrees in the elbow. The wrists, because they fold into the forearm, don't really have anything. You have that swivel there in the waist. Ball joint in the hip. Thigh swivel. 90 degrees in the knee. And then the feet are all one solid piece, so there's no ball joint in the ankle or any ankle tilt or anything. But honestly, you don't need it. You can do... I kind of wish these would fold backwards a little bit, but they don't. They fold forward, which you use later on for other transformations. And you can move this around as much as you want. You can take the guns off or leave them on. Again, it's whatever you prefer. You do have this gun, so you can go ahead and give him that. You do have that crazy blade. You can give him that. So, all said and done, I think he looks pretty cool. I do like the robot mode. I think it works. It's a little simple, but I think it works. Color scheme's good. The only thing that I guess bothers me, you have this lighter blue for kind of the inside of the torso here, the wings, and the hands, and then everything else has this like deeper turquoise, which is more of a like sea color. Like I would associate this color more with the ocean. So I like this color. I just wish it was uniform throughout. This lighter blue I don't really get. I just wish it was the same color of this greenish blue throughout, because I just feel like that would work better. And I like that color with the yellow and the black. So I don't know, the little bit of light blue seems out of place, but overall I think he looks good. Like I said, it's a simple transformation, but I think the robot mode you're left with looks pretty good. I'm going to transform him back into the sea creature because it's easier to go to the leg, arm, and weapon modes from that mode. Alright, so first up we'll go into the foot transformation. It's pretty simple actually. You're going to spin, let's bring the legs down first. Again, you just kind of tuck these away somewhere, fold this up, spin this at the waist, 180 degrees, tuck the feet up. I guess we'll go all the way up this time, so because we want to make sure they don't touch the floor. They have to have straight across clearance there. So you're going to have to take the guns off of this time. So take that off. Take that off. Then we're going to, let me zoom out a little bit here. You're going to unhook the hands. You're going to bring them down, and then you're going to swivel this around. And this tab here is going to tab into the side down here where I showed you that tab slot on the torso earlier. And sometimes it's a little difficult to see, but once you get it, it clicks in pretty easily. So bend that at the elbow and then click that into the side, and that'll just sit like that. This whole piece is going to lift up, but it doesn't come down just like this like we did for the head reveal. This whole piece that the head is connected to is actually going to fold forward like so. You're going to, let me see how this goes. This goes, hold on, I'm doing this wrong. This comes down. The head actually comes down as well. You can see how there's that separate piece that the head is on, so there's a hole through there. Then you have to, I guess you have to do the arms last. I forgot about this part. Okay, so now you're going to close this up over the head. You can see that there's actually like a tab here, and there's like a little spot on the back of the head, so that's going to kind of peg into the head, and then that's going to peg into the sides like it's supposed to. And then you can go ahead and peg these back in Then you're going to fold these forward. You can see that there's a little notch right there, and that's going to close over this little spot right here. And that folds in just like that. And there you go. There's basically your foot. At this point, you're going to flip the connector port around like so. You're going to bring in your foot from Snap Trap right there. You can take the hand that comes with this and peg it into the back for more stability. I mean, that's a pretty huge foot. But then that's just going to peg in underneath right here. And there you go. There's your foot. You can do a little ankle tilting like so. Either way, tilt to the other side. So that is the foot combination for Kraken. Okay, gun transformation. Super simple. Take this off. Take the gun pieces that you have that are not being utilized. Peg these onto the side of that gun. Take this, peg it in there where you just pegged in the foot. Bring that down. Boom, there's your gun mode. Very, very simple. You can take the hand, unpeg this, and then peg this in here like so. That pegs into the hand. Now, I'm not sure if like this is supposed to be the hand that connects to whoever's actually the arm, and that's how you just hold the gun, or if you're supposed to use this as a way to get a peg to then peg into the hand. I think it's the second one, but that just to me adds a lot more weight. So I don't know. I don't know how you want to do it. I guess I'll have to play with that when I actually combine these all around. But yeah, super simple. I think the gun mode looks fine. I got no problem with it. But yeah, super simple to go from the foot to the gun. Next up, we have the arm transformation. Also pretty simple. You're going to... Okay, I guess the hardest part is going to be getting the hand, there we go, unpegged from that. So I'm going to take the cover, put that back in, and then I'll just set this up as a hand. Put that off to the side. I'm going to unpeg the guns, put them off to the side. Really, all you have to do, I'm going to unpeg the wings just to give myself clearance. And then you're just going to unpeg the legs, swing them down like you're transforming into robot mode, and then peg them back together. I said peg them back together, there we go. And then close the wings back up. And that's it. You are done. You're going to want to rotate it this way so that he can have an elbow. Make sure this stays all pegged together. You can go ahead and peg your fist in there, and then you can bend it at where his knees to give him an elbow. You can even go ahead and peg this gun in if you want. Actually, no, it doesn't want to because these things get in the way. I think this is going to combine into a much larger gun later on. But there you go. There's your arm mode. Pretty simple. It's really simple to do. Any of the three transformations, in my opinion, are pretty easy to get to. So I think Kraken is pretty cool. He's definitely the weakest of the three Seacons that I've seen so far. And that's not because he's bad. It's just that the other two were really great. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like I said, the fact that they use the two different color blues, I think throws me. I wish they would have just stuck with the little bit deeper, like bluish green throughout everywhere, because I like that color, and it's definitely something I would associate more with the ocean. Also, from what I remember of the original G1 toys, this was the kind of color green that was throughout most of the different characters throughout all 6 Seacons. So that was kind of the binding agent like that, and kind of the pinkish burgundy color. So I don't know, just the fact that they mix the two colors of blue here I think is a little weird. It's not a problem. I just kind of wish they would have stuck with the greenish blue throughout. But that being said, I think the robot mode's good. The foot, arm, and gun modes all look pretty cool. The vehicle mode, not vehicle mode, beast mode, I guess I should say, animal mode, whatever you want to call it. Alt mode, we'll just say that. It's okay. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Like I said, I think the original toy had some kind of weird feet as well, which I think eventually became his arms in the robot mode, if I remember correctly. So they were kind of necessary back then, but now they're not. So I feel like they could have left them off. But I understand that they're trying to not just be conventional sea creatures, they're trying to be some kind of like monster versions of sea creatures or creatures that don't really exist in nature as they are depicted. So I get it, but at the same time, I just think they're a little goofy. They don't ruin it for me. I just think they're kind of dumb. I feel like they went a little bit lazy on remolding him. Like if they were going to do some kind of feat, fine, but give him something unique. Instead, they're just like, nah, you know, those chicken feet from the Terracon that we did, Cutthroat, I think his name is. That's good enough. We'll just leave them on there and paint them black or cast them in black. Just a little lazy to me. But I like the wings. I like the robot mode. Everything else about him I think is pretty cool. Not to say he's bad. He's just my least favorite so far. I don't know how the rest will be. I'm really kind of nervous about Tentacle. He was one of my favorite as a kid. I think he was the first one I ever got as a kid. And what they've done remolding that Moon Racer into Tentacle, it's going to be interesting. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so far I think you definitely should still pick this guy up because you're going to want all 6 Seacons. And I don't think there's anything bad about him. There's just things that make him not perfect. Nothing ruins it. Nothing is a deal breaker. Nothing makes the figure bad. Just keep him back from being perfect. But yeah, I'm just saying the same thing at this point. This guy's cool. Pick him up. Definitely complete your Seacon collection if you can. That's going to do it for this review. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.